Yo, what's the word? Now check it out. It's your boy Classic from Classic Live. I got the homie OG Corn Dog in the building. Hey, I'm gonna need y'all to do two things before we start. I'm gonna need y'all to hit that like and subscribe. If not, I'm gonna whoop your never mind. But check it out. Check it out. We got a crazy situation that's going on that's involving Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, Dwayne Carter, all that stuff, man. Now check it out. People people are responding to Lil Wayne Barstool interview. And he made a statement that had everybody going Google Gaga all over it. The man said that he has a new Carter album dropping. But the bad part about it is people heard him say that he might have multiple albums dropping, but he don't know what's going to be on them. So people are saying that his management is the people that's putting together these albums. People are blaming management on the poor quality of the music that he's been releasing. Now, I'm not going to lie. It's not just because we're on this topic. Lil Wayne is literally my favorite artist. He's been that for the longest, and I'm not going to lie. The latest work that he put out, the last Carter, if I'm not mistaken, what is Carter 6, right? Now, I'm not going to lie. When the Carter 6 dropped, everybody was like, oh my God, it's boo-boo, it's trash, it's boo-boo. And I kind of thought the same thing a little bit. But I had to, let me check this out. Let me go revisit and listen to what he's saying. And as I was listening to his lyrics, the bars is impeccable. He hasn't lost a touch on his bars. But the problem was he was rapping on some like the beats was dookie. The beats were dookie. I'm not gonna lie. Whoever was on the production of that album, they did him a very bad disservice. It can't even be that. Whoever finalized to say, yeah, good to go. The Carter 6 is on the way. They messed up big time because Lil Wayne is a legendary artist. Right. And with anybody, Father Time is undefeated. So the problem is it time for him to hang it up? Should he find new management? Or what should be the solution for this? Because I kind of have a problem with saying Lil Wayne should give it up. And it's not because he's my favorite artist. It's just because in hip hop, we're the only genre, I believe, that gives a limit on hip hop artists to where once they get in their late 30s, oh, you're washed. Right. Once you get in your 40s, nigga, who? But you see these rock and roll people be rocking out to their 80, 90 years old.
Exactly.
Ozzy Osbourne, last performance, he was sitting from a chair.
Yeah, exactly.
Passed away. R.I.P. But they get their longevity, they get their credits, they get their just due. And I believe that, hip hop is kind of the young man sport. And I think we really need to change that because when you get more well versed in your craft, you normally get better. You're not going to get worse, not all the time. Sometimes that happens, but that's not everybody. Yeah. This isn't basketball either. You see LeBron James, he's doing it 21, 22 years. Matter of fact, shout out to the OKC Thunder. Spoiler alert. Shout out. No, take that back. Fuck the Thunder. I mean, San Antonio Spurs. They took us out. They took the Lakers out, and I'm mad at that. But hey,
I hear you.
The aliens stood on business. But hey, I digress. Let's get back to the story though. But Lil Wayne is causing the controversy because people are mad that the music that's being selected isn't in the hands of Lil Wayne. So, what are your thoughts about all this stuff, bro?
Shit. First of all, you're gonna have somebody around you, you know what I'm saying, that was around you when you was making those hits. I don't know what type of management you have going on right now. I don't know your relationship with your so-called father,
Yeah.
Birdman. Yeah, his daddy. Um, when shit was when they was together, shit was popping. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to Wayne, Wayne is the one of the most lyrical, smartest, clever to do it in rhyme schemes. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those guys that you got to go back to, like, what he say? You know what I'm saying? Like, I like lyrics. I like lyricists like that. I like rappers like that. Uh, the last album, like you said, beats was dookie. You know what I'm saying? The rhymes was there, but the production was whack, bro. You know what I'm saying? My opinion with him during that time when he came out with that the Carter Six, was it? During that time he was doing features. And every last one of those features he was on, he was killing it. He was destroying them on their own song. And when I seen that, I'm like, well, I'm looking forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, he gonna kill it. Uh, yeah. I think if he had a chance to get into these more modern beats and add his rhyme scheme to it, it can have some type of airplay then. You know what I mean? Management, production, all that matters. You know what I'm saying? The team is involved. You know what I'm saying? You got to have that team. You also got to have that one ear that's gonna be over there like, hey man, that's whack. That take that off the album. You know what I'm saying? So you got to have that too. Um, if he come out with another album, I think everybody will listen to it. You know what I'm saying? That's Wayne. He generated babies out there in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And he's one of the babies of another legendary hip hop artist. But he generated babies. He generated all these rappers that's out here right now was inspired by Lil Wayne. And if you wasn't inspired by Lil Wayne, your favorite rapper was inspired by Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying? That's for those youngsters that's out here. The man still has it. He always got it. His rhyme scheme and cleverness of metaphors is impeccable, I would say. You know what I mean? I've always been impressed. I remember when the Hot Boys first came out. You know what I'm saying? I remember that. And I listened to the whole album. And at that time, honestly, I wasn't a fan of Southern rap. You know what I'm saying? But when I heard Lil Wayne, the way he was flowing, I'm like, man, I said, that kid tight. I see the tightest one out of him. That's what I said. You know what I'm saying? Then future wise, boom, he's the number one artist in the early 2000s. You know what I'm saying? What was it? Mid 2000s? Mid
Yeah.
2000s. You know what I mean? Mid 2000s. Yo, the kid, I ain't gonna say kid, he a grown man now, but to me, he always gonna be a kid. You know what I'm saying? 14 years old, shit, I'm a grown man. 28, 27 at that time or some shit. Um, Lil Wayne still got it. He just has to have a good team involved with him in order to get that album he wants out. You know what I'm saying? Don't rush the album. And as a matter of fact, uh, the album that Birdman held up, was that the album? The Carter Six?
If I'm not mistaken, I think that was actually Carter Fly was the album that was being
That he
held up
held
by
up.
Birdman.
Okay. Well, like I was saying, bro, during that time, he was being featured on other artists' albums, and I would say it was two songs. I can't remember the other song, but I remember the one in particular. He featured off of Benny the Butcher. He destroyed that. He destroyed that song, dude.
Are you talking about recently that Big Dog record?
Is that what it was?
I guess it's how to feel to be a big dog. Son with the big dog. If that's the
Nah,
record that, oh, that's not that.
nah.
He killed that also though.
Man, I can't remember what the name of the song was, but it was with Benny the Butcher, and it's not new. This was
Okay.
like a year or two. You know what I'm saying? About a year or two ago, and he destroyed it. I actually backed that. That's what I'm saying. Like I love it when I love it to like I heard it the first time, and I'm like, oh, I got to go back. Let me hear. And then I keep going back to that same line like 6 times. I'm like, God damn, he killed that. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all go check that out right there. That Benny the Butcher, Lil Wayne, yo, he killed that. He killed it. But I also believe, like I said, I still believe it's out there for him. Get that team for him. You know what I'm saying? Get the production. You know what I'm saying? I can't understand why that he's not out here with major production. He's Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about some serious modern beats that's gonna get some radio play. You feel me?
Yeah.
I don't understand that right there. I mean, is he working on his own as he's on doing his own label thing or something right now? Is he still part of Cash Money?
The thing is that like we gotta remember Wayne literally carried Cash Money by himself at a
He
time when
did.
Juvenile left, but he had the production of Manny Fresh the whole time. Oh snap, what's the word, Savannah? Savannah, what's that word? What's that word? But no, the production, I don't think Manny Fresh had anything to do with the last project that he produced. And the thing is that, like you said, he really needed a solid team around him because he keep dropping shit that's not resonating with what's currently going on. Lyrically, he still has it. But when
Right.
it comes to totality and full project, that's where he falls short. Like, I don't even think like there was an actual single, or it was probably that one record that they've been playing on TikTok, but he didn't have a lot of material that actually transpired into anything positive, man. So, like you said, the team effort is definitely not there. And I don't know. I don't know if this should be the end of Lil Wayne because he still can hoop. He's still balling, but he just don't have the right team around him to execute whatever project that he's delivering properly.
Okay.
So yeah, man. Hey, we're gonna get into this video. Um, yeah, we're gonna get into this video, man. Now this is crazy. They breaking it down to where multiple people been saying the same thing that we've been talking about, and it's kind of crazy, man, because Lil Wayne been putting on since he was like 12 years old on his first feature to
Right.
now being somebody that nobody is really checking for like that. And that's fucking crazy to say that that's happening with Lil Wayne, bro.
Right.
So, all right, let me fix this shit, man. All right. Let's get it.
Every time I see just a thumbnail of an interview that Lil Wayne is doing with some sort of sports TV platform, I get a spike of anxiety. My heart rate starts beating faster because it has never been
Damn.
used.
That's cold.
It's no different.
We got the Carter 6 last year. Is the Carter 7 coming soon? And if so, is that the case? And maybe you give us maybe a sneak peek if there's any features on the album.
The Carter 7 is coming soon. I'm not sure if we're gonna just name my next album the Carter 7, but I got albums coming as well. But I don't know if they're gonna just name it Carter 7 or they're gonna wait for another album and name it that. But I got music for days, and what they do is they just come in here and they just grab a bunch of songs and they just put a title on it, like, yo, this Carter 7, this cut. So Carter 7 coming soon.
So here, he was doing an interview with Barstool, and Lil Wayne, he's a huge sports fan. Like, the guy still watches Sports Center. I think he's a huge Skip Bayless fan. big Green Bay Packers fan. He's just
Skip
nonstop. He
Bayless.
loves his sports. However, when I'm listening to this, I'm like, what the hell is going number two? He's really got to let go of that hair. Like everyone used to make fun of it, and I used to be like, man, come on, lay off of Lil Wayne, lay off of him, man. But I don't know how he was able to do it, because people were usually talking about his scalp and like his hair falling out, but the thickness of the dreads have gotten thinner. I don't know how that's even possible. It's like they used to be, let's say, a radius of 1.5 inches. Now it's like 0.75. So how did they shrink by 50%? That's very odd. With all that being said, he does seem to be a little bit.
Hey, you call yourself a YouTuber? This
They say every time Wayne pop out, they talk about his dreads. That's crazy,
bro. That's gonna happen over time. That's gonna happen over time.
Wayne should just cut it all off, or what, man?
No, it just keep them touched up. That's all it was. You know what I'm saying? The extra growth turned into the rest of the dreads. That, you know what I'm saying? You got to turn that extra growth into braid. I mean, twist. You got to twist it to keep them going. It happened to my brother, so I know exactly what's going on.
You need to do that ASAP. He got the resources, so I don't know why he's slacking on that, man.
For real.
So that's good news. But with the music part, he's talking about the Carter 7. And I'm just like, oh no. Now, I
Carter
did say
7.
the Carter 6 was one of the most overhated albums. What people were saying, man, Wayne is washed. I've been hearing Wayne is washed since the Carter 4. The day that the Carter 4 dropped, everyone was talking about how good the Carter 2 was in the mixtape series, and they said the Carter 4 sucked. I promise you. You can go back in history and see the responses. You can look up forum posts at that time. We have the archives. They are there. People were not messing with the Carter 4 off rip. Yes, it did sell well, but the sales of an album is really only indicative of how anticipated it is, not how well it does, at least in the first week. But we can all agree Carter 4 is great, right? Carter 5, I said, was a classic. Carter 6, overhated, but it's just not a good project. That's just it. And I think we're finally getting the answer, because if you guys have been here and listened to when I talk about these things, which is like
I ain't listened to that album, bro.
One more than a Magic 8 Ball.
I ain't heard that album.
The biggest criticism that I had for Lil Wayne when it came to Carter 6, and a lot of
the Carter 5, that was an album that I was critiquing earlier. The Carter 6, no, I haven't even heard that shit, dude.
Damn, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the Carter 6, he lyrically did his thing, but the beats he was rapping on was like no, just no, it wasn't popping at all. It was a lot of people saying like, "What the fuck is Wayne rapping on?" Like,
what year was that?
A couple of bars, huh?
What year was that?
I think it was last year.
Oh no, I definitely didn't hear that. No, I heard the Carter 5, and it didn't impress. It only had one song there that I liked, and the rest was like, it sounded like you needed help. It was lackluster. That's what it was.
Yeah, it dropped June 6th last year.
Oh damn, I ain't even heard it, bro. I gotta go check that out now.
That's how.
But now I really don't want to hear it now, because you said doot, 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 and I'm not trying to hear that. I'm trying to hear like production, up to date production, in time production. You know what I'm saying? That's what he needs. He needs producers that's out here making hits right now. If you have those producers behind Lil Wayne, it's gonna go hard. That shit gonna go.
Hey, that was one of the questions that I was thinking. Like, do he need to have production done by a Hit Boy or the Alchemist, somebody that's on the scene currently that kind of have a current wave of what's going on, to where he will sound more current with the times? Because like Wayne has his typical Lil Wayne releases, and then he do some experiment. He's kind of in the same league as Kanye. Kanye got his hip hop shit, but then he started going experimenting with different sounds, to where people are like, that Yeezus, I ain't fucking with it. Not too many people at first, when 808s and Heartbreaks dropped, they was like, I don't know, it's too much singing and stuff. But that started a whole new wave for people. So Lil Wayne has the same thing going on. He does his hip hop shit. Then when he feel like you want to be a rock star and drop a "I'm not a human being" and all that shit.
Oh yeah.
It had a couple songs on there, but you're not going to hit the same target audience that normally hear the type of music that you put out. So this album was one of those experimental, weird ass beats, because that's what I'm saying. It's like you would tune in for a couple of bars, and then next thing you know, you start nodding your head like, what the fuck am I listening to? Because the beats are terrible, bro. Like, there's probably a couple records on there to where the beats were solid, but just the production really did suck ass. So possibly, like you said, you need to get with some current producers. If anything, get back with Manny Fresh to where y'all can connect on what y'all normally do. But what's going on now, I ain't jacking it, bro. Like that shit's pretty trash.
Okay. So, like I said, I haven't heard the album, the Carter 6. What did the production sound like? Was it up to date, or was it just?
It was up to date, but just trash.
Oh wow!
Imagine somebody starting on production on a Casio or something. It's
like,
why are they choosing these sounds? Okay, why did he choose this beat? I'm telling you, the same way like how they said Nas used to pick whack beats and stuff like that.
Right.
It's the same thing that happened to Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne's a Southern artist, so of course you're gonna hear some dope down south records, but it wasn't really none of that. You know, it was all you're gonna have to hear it, bro. And when you hear it, you're gonna be like, okay, I know exactly what he's talking about. The records weren't hidden for nothing.
Damn.
It's no wonder you saying that you haven't heard it, and it came out like almost a whole year ago.
Yeah.
It wasn't no records that surfaced to where people was really messing with it. If anything, it was like this one record that they played on TikTok, but other than that, basura.
Trash.
Yeah. His music after the Carter 5 is he needs an executive producer. It's not a skill decay issue, because if you guys remember, he went on a solid feature run. Like, he did 2 features with Corday, I think it was. He did a feature with Polo G, and Lil Wayne was rapping his behind off. So clearly his skill level is still at the top, and he's somebody that keeps his rapping sharp. He's always recording. Right. He's always in the studio. He's always working. But I believe that the lack of a good executive producer, a modern executive producer, is what's holding him back. And when he's talking about, oh yeah, you know, they come in and they take some songs and they put it out and they decide what to name it, I'm thinking, well, who's they? Because it was like Mac Main or Manny Fresh. Manny Fresh was on production for the last album, the Carter 6. Mac Main, I don't really know what his involvement is.
He was on it.
With all due respect, we know that there's...
For fuck's sake, cut!
Yes. I'm not gonna lie, maybe that was the 1 or 2 records that was actually solid.
Man, that commercial came in right on time.
Man, hey, no lie though.
Between
no lie,
Manny Fresh and Lil Wayne, but we need some new blood in there. And this is why I think I'm getting the answer that I've desired from the last project, the Carter 6, is that these guys aren't allowing Wayne to work with somebody new. Because I'm like, yo, why doesn't... Wayne is a great weapon. He is still sharp. Like I said, he just needs better production and a better executive producer. He needs to lock in with somebody that's got that ear and work with them. But if the people around him, the theys that he's talking about, are printing money off of his endless catalog, because this guy has so many songs that he just records, then it's no wonder why we're not going to get him working with a new producer, because these guys aren't going to let that happen, because that's going to harm their paper. Although realistically, if they do get him in the studio and actually making an album, because a good executive producer will be sitting with Wayne in the studio and be like, hey, forget all those other tracks that you were making. We're going to make this thing from scratch. This is the vision that I have for it. And they're just going to direct Wayne like he's a sniper. They're just going to point him exactly where they want, and they're going to ready, set, aim, fire. Wayne
don't listen to that shit.
That's one thing he can do. He can light up that big lighter. And these guys, they seem to just be picking up whatever he lit up himself, just these old targets that he was just practicing on. They're like, okay, well, let's throw this one up. That'll be a bag. And then they decide what to name it, because they say, oh, well, you know, the Carter 6, The Carter does a lot of numbers, so hey, let's throw him on there. And then they have his kids on the projects where it's like, come on, dog, like they've got to earn the right to be on a project with Wayne. Hey, you look at the Carter 6, it's still streamed well. You've got songs with he got the Big X the Plug song. Yeah, there were a couple of songs on here. I like the Welcome to the Carter song, and I like the Big X the Plug song. But yeah, unfortunately, this actually didn't stream that well. Like a lot of these songs haven't even cracked the 5 million mark for the Carter 6, and they dropped a year ago. So I expected better numbers. I expected most of these to be above 10 million. These are nightmare numbers. So it just goes to show that even attempting to just put these songs together didn't work out. Now, another Lil Wayne fan was talking about the same situation. That's none other than Sean Cotton of Say Cheese.
Your heart's not in it no more. You just recording and just putting it out. And you don't know what the next title's going to be. You have no control. You are a legend, man. You not know. Come on, man.
Carter 7 coming soon.
Wayne is my favorite artist of all time. But it just sucks how it played out. I mean, nothing's been the same since he got released from prison. And I loved Underground Wayne. I wasn't never too much of a fan of commercial Wayne, but if you know, the drought is over too. Man, the Drought 3, Louisianimal, oh man, all his underground that didn't come out that got leaked, the original Carter 3, Prefix, Suffix, the dedications 1 and 2, maybe 3. Those are my favorite Waynes. Carter 1, Carter 2, Carter 2, Carter 3, Carter 4 was Carter 3 was. And then after that, it was just all downhill from there. It's like he been.
See, this is the thing. When he says
the first 3,
I don't agree with that, man. I think Lil Wayne's.
Yeah, like Sean Cotton was saying, bro, the first 3 Carters.
Those,
classic, bro. Fire. I like Carter 4 also. You know, that kind of, you know, that's where a lot of people kind of fell off with it. But yeah, at one point, Lil Wayne had, I'll never forget this, on a magazine. I think that was The Source too, where they had the top 75 verses from Lil Wayne. Like, who the fuck do 75 verses within a year? Like feature verses on other. That's when he had his mixtape run, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah, that shit was crazy, bro. That mixtape run his shit was going up in the hood, bro. That shit was following right back after another. You know what I'm saying? Going crazy, dude. I remember them times right there, bro.
That Dat Piff era, the mixtape website eras, to where, you know, come on, bro. Like, you definitely had to be there to know the significance of how much material Wayne was putting out. Like Sean Cotton said, the prefix, the suffix, dedication, like all those projects that was put out, like some of those CDs was like leaked material to where he couldn't even put out the original Carter 3, like he was saying, because they leaked all the files. So Wayne has definitely been putting in work for a massive amount of time, and it really sucks to see him go out the way that he's going. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm kind of torn in between the two of there shouldn't be an age limit for rapping, but if you going out there putting up bad numbers, if you going out there basketball terms putting up 12 for 40, like that don't look good. You know, it's just like you're just out there just doing whatever you can, but it's not necessarily doing a service to your career. Like, at some point with LeBron James, like, I had a question about that. Like, if LeBron James, let's say, played 3 more years, but he don't make it to the playoffs, he don't have good performances to where he's not doing no triple doubles, double doubles. He probably getting 9, 4, and 6 type shit. You know, would that do a disservice to his legacy? Or is basketball and hip hop two different things? I think it could be comparable.
No, I wouldn't say that would do a disservice to his legacy because of 9, 4, and 6, because we seen what he did in his prime. You know what I'm saying? We all know and we all expect, when you hit, it's not too many players that made it to that age past basketball and
Yeah.
succeeded. And that was one of the ones that succeeded. It's not too many. You know what I'm saying? You could probably name those on 10 fingers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like you said, just like hip hop, it's the same thing. After that, okay, no, it doesn't take away from his legacy because the numbers are dropping because we know what he was in his prime. That's what really counts. It's them prime years. You know what I mean? So we always gonna remember the prime, Optimus Prime. You know what I'm saying? And Lil Wayne in his prime was that. He was a goddamn Autobot handling his business. Um, um, I honestly think if he was to tap in with the newer generation, or even have someone that's by his side that's tapped in, and he's young in that generation, a fellow rapper, you know what I'm saying, that he can be close to get some advice to be touched in with these youngsters. You do that, shit don't bounce. You said Hitman, Alchemist. You know what I'm saying? You perhaps. There's other rappers out there, Mustard. I mean, producers. Touchdown. You go over there. Where Future been fucking with all this time, and what the fuck that nigga name? Forgot his name. Anyway,
You talking about like DJ Spins or something?
nah, the other cat. With they dropped the shit. The Kendrick disc with Future on it and shit. The producer,
Oh, Metro.
Metro. Tap in. That would be perfect. A Metro Lil Wayne album would be fucking gold, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, you onto something with that for sure.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, they rooted together right there in that demograph. You know what I'm saying? They there. You gon' you, Lil Wayne, Metro is one of your kids as a producer. That's one of your kids. Tap in with him, and I guarantee you that shit gonna go crazy, bro. That right there, that part.
Yeah, I was saying like hit boy and all that stuff, but nah. Metro Boomin would be right up Lil Wayne alley. They both
Right.
from the South. Metro from
Perfect.
Atlanta, Lil Wayne from Louisiana and everything. That'd be that South connection that a lot of people wasn't expecting. And I think that would do good for both of them. Honestly, that would help revitalize Lil Wayne with the youth, and that will actually give Metro Boomin some more points as far as being certified in the game. Like, because he's been carrying Future for the last couple of years. Like, Future definitely been holding on, but Metro is one of the reasons why Future is still being relevant to this day.
Now, okay, the Carter 7 coming out, right? Is that what he's saying? Lil Wayne saying Carter 7 coming out. Okay. Nigga, you better have Metro on there. You better have every last one of the best producers of the last 2 years producing your music in order for that to succeed. You combine that together and nothing can go wrong. That's the way I feel. That's exactly.
I think you're accurate with that, because I was just thinking, like, people was recently debating, like, hey man, who would you want to go see at a concert, Jay-Z or Lil Wayne? And some people thought that people would think Jay-Z, but nah, they were saying Lil Wayne. You know, Jay-Z's kind of that stand in one spot. He don't really perform that well. But Lil Wayne, you know, he's jumping up and down and just doing he's with the antics. So I think that would be more a pleasurable watch to watch Lil Wayne perform in person. So just like you said, bro, with the right production behind him, Lil Wayne won't be that forgotten. Oh yeah, he did some good records like 10 years ago. What is he doing now? That will really revitalize his career, like for real, for real.
Yeah, yeah, and I also think that every last rap hip hop legend that's over 40 should get together on one album. All of them. Every last one of them, bro. And combine forces, bring in your production, you bring in yours, y'all all come together, put that together like butt cheeks, and see what comes out. Cook it up. Cook it up. I'm talking about every last one that's still alive over 40. From the East Coast to the West to the South.
I'm not
Bring that
gonna lie,
together.
it's a lot of rappers over 40 nowadays. So what, it's gonna be like 50 fucking rappers on the CD or something?
You said 50 of them, huh? Nah. I said legends.
Oh, legends. Okay, well that's totally
I said
different.
legends, yeah.
Hey, would you consider Rick Ross a legend?
Not yet.
Would you consider 50
he's-
Cent a legend?
Yeah. I would say that, yeah. It was more time. He had more time in the game. And to what he has achieved past the rap game. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to think because I know we can say that 50 definitely had a classic album with the Get Rich or Die Trying. So I'm thinking like, what classic album is Port of Miami from Rick Ross a classic album? Or Teflon Don, or well, people probably argue, oh, he don't have any classic albums and shit like that. So I don't know.
Yeah, but he's got memorable songs. That's the part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't think there was a Rick Ross album that I've listened to that I played every last song.
That was just flawless.
Yeah, you know, I didn't skip. There's certain albums that I'll play there'd be no skip. And if that's just my point of view, like, you know, either I consider it classic, you probably don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna say this. Snoop Dogg, Blue Carpet Treatment, I think that's one of the best Snoop Dogg albums ever.
Yeah. Snoop isn't my favorite rapper, but that Blue Carpet Treatment, that shit was fire.
You know why? Because of the production, bro.
Yeah.
And this is what we talking about. You feel me? I mean, I don't know what album that was after. Oh, damn. Was it after the last meal? Something else came out, right?
Wait. You said Blue Carpet Treatment?
Yeah, that was.
I'm thinking the last meal might have been the one I think.
The last meal was. Well, yeah, that's definitely a fucking classic, bro. Man,
you know, Wrong Ideas.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was a fucking classic for sure.
Battle was pretty good.
Battle Cat.
Yeah.
Tow that album up. You know what I'm saying? I remember that album because that was a theme song to me going to jail.
Oh, shit.
That whole goddamn tape was a whole theme song and some other songs included. But I'm telling you, I don't know, but I'm just saying, as I consider Blue Carpet as a classic album to me. And many people probably don't think it was because that was one of those albums I would play and it would be no skips. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And it had a lot of hits on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? That album with that Snoop did, that was in 2008, 9, 10, somewhere near. Who's the production? Pharrell. Pharrell did most of the production on there. With that being said, if Lil Wayne had, just as I said, great production. Come on now. Bring out the Metro. Bring out the Hitman. You know what I'm saying? Bring out the Mustard. Shit, go fuck with your boy Drake and bring in that nigga 40. Huh? Make something
Why
pop.
is struggling like that? And then he still got Drake on the roster.
Right. That's what got me all crazy right there, dude. Like, yo, Drake is his son. I don't care what nobody say. If it wasn't for Wayne, for that cosign, we wouldn't even be knowing about Drake. I don't care what the fuck Jay Prince talk about because he's the one that brought him to Wayne. You know what I'm saying? Prince couldn't do nothing with him. And if he did do something with him, it wouldn't be like how Lil Wayne put the cosign down. So Lil Wayne is Drake's daddy. Period.
Yeah, in essence, he definitely brought him in, and he brought him in at the time when Lil Wayne was still on top of the world, so that definitely helped also. You know? So you got a lot of valid points, man. Let me shit, we almost done. Well, you got another point? What?
Nah, I got another point. Speaking on that, goddamn, Drake, you just dropped the motherfucking album. Hey, yo, daddy ain't on it? That nigga brought you out. He had a little beef with Kendrick too.
I was about to say, and
some say of sort.
He stood up for Drake during that battle too. So it's like,
hey, you didn't put your daddy on the album? I'm disappointed in you, Drake. I've always been disappointed in you, man. Soft ass nigga.
But even more now.
Yeah.
Man, hey, that's crazy though.
Heart is in it, but Lil Wayne's heart has always been in the recording of the raps because he wouldn't be hurt by not getting performances like the Super Bowl when it was in Louisiana, or not getting recommended or nominated for a Grammy and saying that he needs to work harder the next year. Somebody that feels that they're not in love with the game anymore isn't going to care about that because they're going to know, like, yeah, man, I'm not even too tapped into it. I think Lil Wayne was always in love with the process of making the music, and these guys' responsibilities was to take the music that he made and then market it and put it together into an album or whatever the case may be. That's why he was able to re-record a Carter 3 and drop another classic after the first classic got leaked. He was just an animal, especially if you saw that documentary. And I'm in agreement with Sean a little bit here when he's talking about mixtape Wayne. I personally have an equal love for mixtape Wayne and mainstream Wayne. To me, they're not one and the same. But that's also, I think, another point that reiterates Lil Wayne was already rich for 10 years when the mixtape era was going on. So if his heart wasn't in it that much at that time, we would have seen a decline in the music during the mixtape run. But he was still motivated to take over the game, best rapper alive era. And I still think he feels the same. Granted, he has aged, and his drug use definitely aged him too. So we have to take that into consideration. But when it comes to, I think Free Weezy album was very solid. That was after the Carter 4. I thought that album was underrated, and the release of that just ended up getting jumbled up because he put it out on Tidal. It was a Tidal exclusive. Isn't that crazy? At the peak of the Carter 5 hype, because of the lawsuit between him and Birdman and Cash Money, he does Tidal and Jay-Z a favor by dropping Free Weezy album on there. Ton of hype. It did a lot for Tidal. And then when it comes down to the Super Bowl, Jay-Z's just like, hey man, toss that lob to Kendrick. It's in Louisiana. It's in New Orleans. Hey, sorry, buddy, Lil Wayne. Appreciate what you did for me 10 years ago. I made a huge bag when I sold Tidal and got onto the board of Square. Man, Jay-Z is so ruthless. I love the guy. He's a absolute
motherfucker,
Terminator when it comes to this game. But yeah, I can't say I anticipate new Lil Wayne, but I am
Business,
saddened
huh?
by somebody who is still so skilled that isn't being used properly. And he's not a guy that's like a Jay-Z or like a Ye that can create the vision himself and bring in the required people to execute on that vision. He is the weapon, like I said, and he needs somebody to hold that weapon, which would be the executive producer in this scenario. And when it comes down to retiring, I don't think this guy can retire. He loves the game too much. And what are you going to do? Officially retire? That just doesn't ring off very well. Oh, yeah. Also, Seeing Green. That was a fire track that he was on, too. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. And I'm going to see y'all on the next one.
Yeah, that was a dope video about Hello Yasin Extras.
Yeah, never heard of him.
Yeah, salute to him, man. He I seen a couple of his videos. He been putting in some good work, man. But it's crazy to see a legend like Lil Wayne in this type of predicament. No, I don't think that he should stop rapping. Yes, I believe that people can be in their 40s and still put out good material, even 40 and up. Like, we need to get rid of that whole stigma as far as, in order to be a good rapper, you have to still be in your 20s and stuff like that. And the crazy part about that, like, if I'm not mistaken, I think Styles P had a comment about that recently, because to be honest with you, like, our brains don't really mature until we in our 30s like that. Like, really developing, understanding a lot of life skills and shit like that. When we rapping about shit in our 20s and 25, we rapping about so much immature, and maybe that's why they have it that way. But spend the money, no credit cards, we don't have to worry about assets and all. It's just all about flexing and buying new material shit that's going to depreciate as soon as you purchase it. But when you get older, that's when you start getting into your quote unquote 444 era, to where you're talking about things that actually matter and generational wealth and shit. Like, not too many young people is on that type of mindset. So, maybe that's programmed for us to glorify. And that's crazy. And it's only in the hip hop culture. It glorifies a lot of ignorant shit. And by the time you run through all your money, you broke, don't have shit. Now it's on to the next person. Soon as you get to the point to where it's like, damn, you know what? I finally figured some shit out. Now we don't want to hear you. On to the sexy reds and spin that shit. The Young Miamis and all that hot girl bullshit. You feel me? So
Right.
Yeah, man. I don't think Lil Wayne should retire. I think he do need a good team around him, and I think that goes with like anything that you do in life. You definitely have to have people around that's not there for the money. They're there for your well-being and making sure that you supersede whatever goals that you have in mind. Not too many people are going to be on that type of shit. They're just looking at it for what they can get from it, and then on to the next person. But
right.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. Like, what's your thoughts about that video and everything that's going on, man?
My whole thoughts. Let's see. Lil Wayne is a legend. He's always going to be a legend. In my eyes, I don't care what these youngsters say, because you youngsters that's out here listening to whatever artist that you love is a Lil Wayne son. Lil Wayne spawned a whole bunch of them. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give him that credit right there. The first 3 albums, classics, bro. Even if that first album was, old production, there was a song on there, I can't remember the song, but it was something that I liked because it was different from all the other songs that was on there. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for that out of the box shit. You know what I mean? Get to that out of the box shit later. As he progressed in his hip hop career, he had a little troubles after Carter 3. You know, legal troubles and some real life troubles. You know what I mean? You move past that, drop the Carter 5. I heard that. Uh, it was okay. The Carter 6, I didn't even hear. Came out last year, ain't heard one song. That's disappointing to me and myself because I didn't even know it was out. You know what I mean? I'm a hip hop head at my old age, and I like to be tapped in. And I'm gonna go back and go listen to that. But for him to say after that was like I guess was a flop to step in with a Carter 7, I'm gonna say this: you gotta have modern production skills behind there, pumping your music, and it has to be some excellent shit. And you gotta have somebody on your team that's close to you that's gonna let you know if it's garbage or not. Because if you ain't got those people around you to let you know if it's garbage or not, you're gonna be putting out garbage. You gotta have somebody out there to tell you, hey, don't do that. I know you're a legend, but you have to listen to the younger man's opinion when it comes to this right now. Because you in a young man's game and you out here past of age in this young man's game. It's a competition. It's always been a competition. That's what hip hop and rap is all about. Now, my point being said on me getting back to you later on that, uh, hey, Wayne, you're gonna need probably some features on there to help you out. Bring in some modern features. Bring in somebody that's hot or that's been hot. Bring in Kendrick. Surprise everybody.
Yeah.
Surprise, nigga. Bring that in. You know what I'm saying? Anything else that's in your demographic down there that's hot, bring them in. Bring them youngsters back to the game. Because if them youngsters tap in from those younger guys out there in the field, the young crowd gonna tap in. You know what I mean? Kendrick did it with GNX. You know, nobody didn't know about a lot of people in the world or in the nation didn't know about most of the rappers that was on featured on Kendrick's album, but they know now. You know what I mean? They know that they got skills. Yo, help out your fellow man at the same time. Bring in some features. Bring in, nigga, you got all kind of options. You a legend. You a legend. All you got to do is make the call. That's it. You make the call, they'll be happy to show up for you. Unless you don't burn bridges. And I don't think you did that. You know what I'm saying? You seem pretty humble, I would say, in a way. You know what I mean? You got your boy Drake, you got your own son out there. Make sure that man is on the Carter 7. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you got Nicki Minaj on the Carter 7. You know what I'm saying? Keep that YMCB real and bring in Tiger on some shit. Huh? Like, come on, man. These are ideas that you probably already thought of and then shit them out in the toilet. Come on, bro.
Shit, you can't forget Nicki.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? On real, man. Come on now. I said Nicki for sure.
So he said
I go,
Nicki.
yeah, I said Nicki was second.
Oh, my bad. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, you know, you got a squad right there from your kids. Them your kids, man. Oh, all they gotta do is be featured on a song a piece, and then bring them together on one with all of y'all together. That shit will go viral. These are just ideas, bro. If you listen, you hear me, probably ain't paying attention, but we're gonna make it go viral so you can pay attention, bro. Go out there and package it up right. Stop fucking around, man. Don't listen to none of the management. They don't know what the fuck they talking about. Tap in with these youngsters, man. They got something to say. Holla. That's it.
Yeah, well said, man. Hey, now you said his first 3 albums are classic albums. Like you talking about the Carter albums or his first 3 albums?
Carter's.
Okay, yeah.
The solos.
Yeah, because he had his first album was what? The Block Is Hot. That was in the thing that's dope.
Oh.
Yeah,
no. Oh, wait. Oh, go ahead.
No, it started with what? The Block Is Hot. Then the second album was that Lights Out album, and then he did Juvenile did 400 Degrees, so Wayne did 500 Degrees, and I think 500 Degrees that had the Way of Life on it, that Jazzy Face song where they did that Tupac Hit 'Em Up type beat on there. And then it went into like if I'm not mistaken, then it went into the Carters. Yeah, then it went all right. The Block Is Hot, Lights Out, 500 Degrees, the Carter 2, the Carter 3, then he did the Rebirth, and then I'm Not a Human Being, and etc. But
and those are Lil Wayne solos, right?
Yeah, all those was his solos. But the thing with Lil Wayne, once he started hitting the Carter era, that's when he became like that lyrical beast.
Yeah.
Before Lil Wayne started with the sound effect, the burp, there go them people, just he always had like them. He had that high pitched voice, and he was, very animated with like the sayings of whatever he was saying. But once he got to that Carter era, that's when he started being like that metaphorical, lyrical giant, Lil Wayne.
Right.
And ever since then, he really just took off. So one thing about Wayne, he always been climbing. And I guess he really have hit his peak as far as lyrical ability. And I believe he's still up there. It's just like we've been saying this whole podcast. He needs to get the proper production behind it, because people ain't going to be bobbing their head to no bullshit, bro. You got to have something that's slapping behind it, no matter if it's some traditional Southern music, some boom bap hip hop type shit. Long as the beat is slapping, motherfuckers don't mind listening to Lil Wayne on it, bro. So it's crazy that I guess that happens with every artist, man. And some artists just fall off to where they're not working on anything, to where we wonder, like, man, what the hell happened to them? But Lil Wayne is somebody that's still producing. So the downside of someone that's constantly producing is you're gonna have misses. And once you start having more misses than hits, that's when it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Definitely had that production.
So this 7, it's an expectation.
Yeah, man.
So it really is. And if it really is, then he gotta come with everything that I just said. And if he don't come with that, it's over.
I'm about to say, like, what they've been doing, they've been comparing it to his old work. And that's when they start, man, this ain't the Carter 2, this ain't the Carter 3, this is some bullshit. So that's what I'm saying. It's like you can't just be putting out any type of bullshit when you have a reputation to uphold. And like you said, he definitely need to get around the right people, management wise and production wise, because right now it ain't looking too good. Like I said, Lil Wayne is literally one of my favorite artists. Now, I don't know if you want to talk about top 5 lyricists, he still might even make that cut.
Hell yeah.
Matter of fact,
hell yeah.
We're not talking about record sales. We're just talking about straight bars.
Bars.
Who's in your top 5? Who's in your top 5?
Oh man, top 5 bars. Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. First of all, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. That motherfucking Eminem is a beast.
Okay.
His metaphors go back to his first two albums, the first three. No, first two. The first one, dude. This shit was retarded. I love that. I still don't give up, nigga. That shit was amazing to me, man. All of that to me. I love those. I love lyrics like that. The what was it? Uh, 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 the Eminem show? No, Marshall Mathers. When I was just a little baby boy, you know, used to tell me these crazy things. Like, I like shit like that. I'm stupid. Um, I'm gonna have to say for sure, lyricists. I might. Oh man, this is tough. This is tough. Oh man, I'm gonna go Kendrick.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna go. Believe it or not, J. Cole.
Okay.
Um, hmm.
Ah, snap.
Damn. Yeah. Damn. I'm getting stuck here. I'm getting stuck here, folks. Damn. Damn.
You need a little bit of
Damn.
time, brother.
I'm stuck, bro. I'm stuck right there, bro.
All right, hey, we got a special guest in the building.
Oh shit.
We're gonna get back to it real quick though.
Yeah.
I got those two that you got mentioned, man. We got Bishop Lamont in the motherfucking building right now, man.
Bishop Lamont.
What's the deal, big bro?
Yeah.
What up, yo?
Okay, there we go. The signal better. Okay, there we go. There we go.
All right.
There we go. All right, man. I just want to
bro,
say what's up
the
real quick
word
because
with
you're
you?
having a heavy talk. Man, everything good. I can barely hear. I gotta put it to my ear.
Also good,
Can you hear
man.
me?
Hey, we was over
Yeah,
here
we
talking
got
about Lil Wayne, right? And the thing is, people are saying that he needs to retire. He needs to get new management because his music isn't hitting the same way. So, what's your thoughts about this whole Lil Wayne situation, bro? We're in the state of hip hop.
I don't have no thoughts because I didn't know nothing about it. I mind my own business. But as far as people saying anything, why are people saying anything when they don't know the insides to things? Lil Wayne has been dope for a long ass time. So if somebody has the off season, that just means he got to train better. Like that nigga got some dope shit in him. He just got to have the right people around him, the right producers, the right people telling him the truth about what he's doing. That's all it's gonna take, in my opinion.
Hey, well, your opinion is very
So I got
accurate.
to shut the
We've been
fuck up
saying this,
and get back to
we've
work
been saying
over
the
here.
whole thing, this whole podcast. So you on point with that for sure.
Because people always want to count people out and start criticizing, but it's always people that can't do the shit themselves. So that's why it's always interesting what people are saying. But it's good that they're giving the honest input about the art that he's putting out. Because a lot of the shit, like the album before last or whatever, was really trash. And I'm a big Lil Wayne fan, but I'm not gonna lie to a nigga to make him feel good. If some shit's not dope, it's not dope. But at the same time, art is subjective. So everybody gonna feel how they feel. Some niggas gonna think that shit is super dope. God bless them, because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. That's why I don't be tripping. It's like, my nigga, I gotta focus on sharpening my own swords. I need to keep my shit on point. So I don't need to be looking at nobody else unless it's for inspiration. Other than that, I'm not thinking about other niggas or bitches.
Hey, I totally
There you go.
and the problem that I was saying to the
You
homie
feel me? I made a religion called mind my own business.
I can understand all of that.
Man,
Hey,
please
for real.
join. You know what I'm saying? But shit, let me be quiet so I can hear you. I'm sorry.
No, I was just, hey, I want you to touch on this also. We was talking about this earlier as far as hip hop seem like it's the only genre where we pigeonhole our rappers to where they say that, oh, once you hit a certain age, you can't produce any good music anymore. So what's your thoughts about that, big bro?
Man, I didn't said this on enough TV shows and shit, but prime examples. How long did Quincy Jones make music? How long was Quincy Jones making music? How long has Jermaine Dupri been making music? Jay-Z popped out at the Roots Picnic tonight, or whenever the fuck that shit happened, right? Niggas still making music. The niggas as old as Big Daddy Kane.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Okay, Jay-Z is 56, 57. Almost the same age as Big Daddy Kane, if not the same age. Ice-T, still rocking. Get more money than most of these young niggas and whoever else is here. Chuck D, still rocking.
Right.
Too Short, still rocking. Ain't never had to change his style.
Right.
So the only people that are thinking in ageism terms is from the white man, the labels, that then talk the same shit to the niggas that always monkey see, monkey do, and they emulate what they're saying. But they don't get the sauce of it because what they're trying to do is phase out seasoned artists that then will renegotiate, will then know their true value, will then not fall for the okie doke because they've been through this shit and they're no longer naive. So instead of going through the struggles and having to spend all this money with lawyers and negotiations to give this nigga a higher amount of money, we can sign a new 14, 15-year-old wet behind the ears nigga for $20,000 and put him through the same fuck machine. And by the time he wakes up, we'll throw you out just like we always do. So they make it the same way they made plantations back in the day. The same fucking oppressors, the colonizers are the motherfuckers who own these labels, who do these bullshit ass bank loans, and niggas still believe in the smoke and mirrors. But that's all I got to say about that. I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
Shit, you said a whole bunch on that. Shit. For real.
Hey, Holy Water Splash. Hey, that's real talk.
Holy Water Splash. I'm gonna shut up though. I'm gonna make sure we got time where we can do this right, so I can set up the audio right, so we can really do a dope session like this. But I'll see you later when we come to the studio.
Hell yeah, man. Hey, I appreciate you for pulling up that
y'all. We gonna do this again better.
Yeah. No, I'm saying, hey, man, we appreciate you tapping in,
anyway,
Bishop.
I got bad sound over here, but anyway, bless all y'all. Continue success, and I'll see you later, nigga. Get ready. We doing some shit over here.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Appreciate that, bro. Man, Bishop Lamont in the Heezy, bro.
Yeah, man. Salute to Bishop, man. We have to do some stuff later. Hey,
that's
but nigga, you made all
assassin right there.
Who's your top five though?
Okay. Oh, what I say? This nigga still on me. Kendrick. Hey, what I say? Eminem, Kendrick, J. Cole, Jay-Z. Damn. Boy, right there. That one's cold, man, because I got a whole bunch of favorites because I'm trying to go old school with it. You know what I mean? Like, man, fuck it. I'm going old school, bro. Big Daddy Kane.
That's pretty solid, though.
I'm gonna go Big Daddy Kane on that one, bro, because I gotta throw some old school in there. Because back in the days, Big Daddy Kane was, man, he was on a whole new level back in them days.
I ain't gonna lie, like that was before my time, but you would say Big Daddy Kane was better than what? Grand Poop? Not Grand, is it Grand Poop? No, Cool G Rap.
Yes. Coogee Rap didn't have enough. Coogee Rap was street, and he only had that one song that pushed him out. But during that time, Big Daddy Kane had hits, and I also seen him perform at an older age. You know what I'm saying? And when I seen him perform, like, God damn, this nigga, to see him live was like crazy. Like, that motherfucker had flows, bro. You know what I'm saying? He was tearing that shit up, bro. I ain't gonna even lie. That night, that was the night I got on stage at the Apollo. I mean, not the Apollo. The fuck? That shit down there in Hollywood.
The amphitheater or something?
Nah, man. Whatever the fuck that shit was, jazz, whatever. I forgot what the fuck it was, but it was real popular. But I was on stage I didn't get on stage with Big Daddy Kane, but I was on stage with Houdini that night. I think I told you that story. Yeah. But Big Daddy,
I remember you telling me that.
huh?
I said, I think I remember you telling me that story.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. I seen Big Daddy that night, and I think I was in my late 20s or something. But I seen him when he came in, and he came in late, and he just came in, just grabbed the mic, and just went to work. I was like, damn, he was tearing that shit up, bro. He had the crowd hype, bro. He had the crowd hype, and the thing about it, the whole crowd was pretty much, my age and, what I'm saying, my generation. It wasn't no younger motherfuckers up in there to come see Big Daddy Kane and shit at that time, I guess. I don't know. But still, I was in my 20s. You know what I mean? But Big Daddy Kane, yeah. He had flows, bro. I ain't gonna say like he was no true lyricist, but his flows made him sound like he's a lyricist. I'm gonna have to probably rethink that again on that top 5 as lyricist because I couldn't think of a fifth, so I had to slip somebody in there that was old. You know what I'm saying? From the old school. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, like it's gonna be subjective, but at the same time, that was a pretty dope ass list, though, nigga. So you didn't have a whack influence on there, so hey, bro, it is what it is. I can't complain on that shit.
Yeah, Eminem, Kendrick, J. Cole, Jay-Z, Big Daddy.
And one thing about him, I'm glad you gave him his respect because a lot of people say that dude is they will literally call him whack. They would say the type of I thought it was tight that the nigga said something like he was on Missy album, something fucking jumped off the 76th floor of the building and shot every window on the way down. Like he like his creative ability was dope to where
it makes you see it.
Yeah, he was very visual.
Yeah,
his verbal. Where
right.
Like, damn. Yeah, I could picture that in my head. That sounds crazy as fuck.
Yo, exactly. That's the part I love. It's like if I could see it, and man, the way he used to rap back in those days, it was the persona of Slim Shady. It wasn't Marshall Mathers. It wasn't Eminem. That was Slim Shady. I love Slim Shady. Yeah. Fuck Marshall Mathers. Fuck Eminem. I want to hear Slim Shady. Slim Shady is a fucking nut. He's a nut. I love the way he rap. It's a certain way, even the goofy sound. Hi, kids. All that stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like that shit. That shit is fucking funny. That shit is hilarious, dude. I'm gonna go back to. I think that one. Not I just don't give a fuck. I think it's I still don't give a fuck. That one. I was listening to that one day, dude. I'm like, this shit is crazy. I'm laughing my ass off.
Right?
No, that was off the first one, the first album.
I just don't give a fuck. That was off of Slim Shady.
Yeah, Slim Shady. Yeah.
Still don't give a fuck is off of Marshall.
Oh, okay. It must be. Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. Hey, wait a minute. Bro, I ain't gonna even lie, man. Kim, that was amazing to me, dude. During that time, I was going through the same shit that he was writing about. I was going through it. I was listening to that song over and over, bro. I was like, man, this song is like, bro, that shit got me through some shit. You feel me? I couldn't even lie. Kim was nuts. Nuts.
I'm not gonna lie, one of his coldest stories to this day, just from the like storytelling, that's an art within itself.
Right.
So for Eminem to come out with a song from the perspective of a stan or a fan, aka
Oh
a
yeah,
stan,
yeah,
and as the letters, as the verses go, it gets progressively worse. You know, from the I just met you to hey, how come you never hit me back to hey, I'm about to do something, and then the last verse was Eminem responded to all that shit, but by the time he responded, it was too late. That's crazy. And
that was amazing.
That's kind of giving me chills. Like it's crazy that you could put that story together and people will still call him whack. So I don't know.
Yeah,
like
that was
music is very subjective because the same stuff like storytelling and shit like that. People, who cares about that? But you know, it's hip hop, man. So that shit is crazy, man. And shout out to Bishop. Shout out to Toxic for pulling up. Who else pulled up? Man, Splashy didn't pull up tonight. I guess he was busy, man, but it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But not a bad selection at all, bro. I guess shit, any last words, bro?
That's it, bro. I'm good.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, appreciate you pulling up another night. Appreciate Bishop. Appreciate Toxic Savannah. Man, we do this every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Same time, same place, 8 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Pacific Standard Time. And hey, y'all make sure y'all tune into the next one, man. On that note, we out. Peace.
Yo, you now rocking with Klasic music. Now, what I want you to do is hit that like, subscribe, and comment on this video. Yeah, let's get it.